Hey, man, we had to change it up. What's up, everybody? We had to change it up a little bit, man. Hey, I like some rock, man. I like some heavy metal and some rock, too. Don't get it wrong. Give it a little bit more. All right, what's up, Cowboy Nation, Cowboy Headquarters, and America's team, and here we are. What's up, Wednesday? Give it up. Oh, man. Well, what's going on, PR Cowboy? How you doing, brother? You doing okay?
Doing good, man. Just wondering where we're going. That's what I'm kind of wondering. But yeah, I'm doing good. Hey, I can imagine Mike McCarthy walking out to this right here, just running Jerry Jones off and just playing this music. And
man, you know that's the $500 question, man. Who decided to walk out? Was it Mike McCarthy like acting as a G and just like, you know what, man, later for this, I'm out, dog. You know, or was it Jerry say, "No, we can't do this. We just can't do this." You know, I would love to be a fly on the wall. Just to see that meeting, man.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah. And much respect if it was Mike just walking away and just saying, you know what, I'm not dealing with it.
Yeah. You know, it'd probably been another 2-year deal or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, he probably like, you know, come on, dude. We gonna keep. So you're gonna keep me on a monitor. That's basically what you're doing. You're trying to keep me on a monitor, right?
Reading between the lines, you know, who knows? You know, maybe Jerry say we're going to bring somebody here on the staff, and you know, Mike, you know, something. It could have been, you know, there's, you know, contract link like you said. There could be like, hey, we're going to do this. We're going to bring this coach in, and he's, you know, could have been different things. And Mike's like, you know what, I can go get a 5-year deal somewhere else right now.
Yeah.
And have more. So.
Well, as it stated, I mean, we all know that it's no sense us, you know, going back and repeating what was said because everybody knows that Mike McCarthy's out there. But he did. They said he took a private jet. I said a private jet to Chicago. Give it up for Mike McCarthy. They say he took a private jet to his interview, man. So, gee, man. But yeah, man, that's. I mean, I think it was needed.
Yeah, and look, I'm not like much respect for Mike. Thanks for doing what you did. You came, you know, the playoff success wasn't there. It's not what we wanted, but you brought a little bit more consistency than what Jason Garrett had brought. So, you know, much respect for that. I don't hate the guy. I hope he goes on and succeed wherever he goes.
Yeah, I just didn't want to find ourselves doing it like we did with Jason Garrett. We went 9 seasons with Jason Garrett, man. And hey, there's.
Do it.
Roxanne, you don't have to put on your red light. Roxanne. Give it up for Roxanne. Yeah, appreciate you coming through again. You know, I got to do it. I'm sorry because PR Cowboy told me to do it. So blame this guy.
She gonna beat me.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. All right. But also before we get started, I gotta say big shout out to all our subscribers and all those that follow us on a regular basis. Thank y'all for hanging in there with us through the 2024 season. We had our ups and downs, but I am so thankful for you guys hanging in there with the Cowboy Huddle podcast. Give it up. All right, Pete. Well, we got some head coach openings, and dude, there's quite a few teams out there. So let's get into this real quick. As we know, our very own Dallas Cowboys is one team that's in need of a head coach. Then you got the Chicago Bears, you got the New York Jets, we got the Jacksonville Jaguars, we got New Orleans Saints, we got the Las Vegas Raiders, and then we once had New England Patriots, but that position didn't fill by Mike Vrabel.
Yeah, they moved quickly.
See, and it again, weight is what broke the wagon down. We continue to wait, and here we are when we could have interviewed Mike Vrabel, also Ben Johnson, and some others, Aaron Glenn, but because we tell we tell the press, we said, well, not we, but J.R. Ewing said if somebody wants to talk, let them talk. We don't want anybody around here that don't want to be around here. So, we assume he's talking about Mike McCarthy. But then when Chicago reaches out to ask for permission to talk to him, he blocks him. But then we hold on to him until a day before his deadline, and we release him.
Yep.
Please explain what's going on here. Help me out.
It's a pattern. It's a pattern that he has. It's a pattern that everybody has a pattern in life that sometimes that we do. And this is Jerry's pattern. And those of you who were wanting a Ben Johnson, wanting Aaron Glenn, like I'm not on that same boat, but those of you that you're wanting, now you have to wait to even interview these guys. God. I believe catch me if I'm wrong. I heard you have to wait till February 10th because you had a window to virtually interview these guys and then you could continue on. But since you waited, now you got to wait. And to me, I don't see us hiring a coach till Super Bowl weekend because this is the way Jerry does business because he wants everybody to talk about this up until Super Bowl Sunday. So I will be very surprised if we even hired somebody before that Super Bowl.
Well, wait a minute now. Wait. So isn't there other playoff games going on this weekend?
Yeah.
There's some big games going on this weekend. So how is it that we find that the Cowboys are the most talked about right now, and it's like as if nothing else is going on?
Well, what did Jerry do as soon as the news broke that Mike McCarthy was not coming back? What did he do as soon as just to get the crowds riled up? It wasn't an interview. It wasn't, hey, come talk to me. It was just a simple phone call to Deion Sanders, and bam, the whole world just blew up.
Dude, do you think? I mean, is that you actually think that's intentional?
Yes.
Is he a drama queen like that?
Yes.
This winning is bananas, man.
And he's proven it. Time over time, he's proven it. He did it last year. No, last year was the free agent waiting period. We waited. This year, it's the coaching free agent period. We're going to be waiting and waiting and waiting.
This is perfect PR, bro. So that's the PR person that got him doing this. Gotta be. Dude, we got playoff games. Why are we talking? I know all other fans are saying, why are we talking about Dallas? What is it about that? We got the Eagles playing, we got the Redskins, the Washington playing, and we're talking about Dallas. Give it up for Dallas. So this guy, we know that Jerry Jones is into show business. And I think he had a part in, what was the name of that movie? Landman?
The series Landman, yes.
Yeah, so we know he is an actor. So he is
sorry, Jay, go ahead. Sorry.
No, we know he's an actor now. So now he's pulling the Cowboys into this limelight. You got to be kidding me, bro. What?
He puts winning second. He's putting winning second on his priority. Maybe even third in his priority. It's not first.
It's not first. So I had mentioned on I think the Monday Night Mic'd Up video, man, and I had posted about how we know that Jerry is into making money because if you were at the Cotton Bowl or if you watched the Cotton Bowl at the AT&T Stadium, this guy had the stadium filled. The Cotton Bowl was, I mean, it was just like a Cowboys game, if not bigger. So Jerry is making money, man, and so regardless if the Cowboys win a Super Bowl or not, this guy is setting up events to where that AT&T Stadium stays full majority of the time.
Yep,
that's crazy. So he has a soccer event coming up.
Yeah, he has that coming up. I believe it's it's a concert with like three different artists. I think it's I can't remember. I saw it. It's just yeah, that thing's always got something going on, man. And
Yeah,
like you said, if he put as much effort into this team in building this team as he does as putting these shows on, man, we'd be in great
yeah.
shape.
I mean, really, we would be. So like I just mentioned, there's several teams out there, and we know that Chicago Bears definitely is interested in Mike McCarthy, and he's going for his interview, in which I would say it's probably a good fit. You know, knowing he got the young quarterback Caleb Williams, then he got the receiver Rome Adunes, and DJ Moore, and then tight end Cole Komet. So and then they got salary cap space, so he's able to work. Now, somebody said this is the most coveted uh, team to play for or to coach for because of the options they have versus the Jaguars. They say a lot of coaches are eyeing the Jaguars job, man, because number one, the location. I mean, you can't beat the location in Jacksonville. It's beautiful. But also, salary cap space down there. So which one of these teams, man, you think probably is the most coveted t- uh, uh, organization out of the
I
six?
think I think I would have to go with Chicago.
Mm,
I'm not a big Caleb Williams, fan. I didn't believe him coming out, but you get a young quarterback going only in the second year, and you got like you got plenty of weapons down there. That defense is usually pretty good.
yeah,
Um, the division's tough. Detroit, Green Bay, it's going to be a tough division, but you got some. If you can fix Caleb and fix that offense, I mean, I think that is because I don't like I said. If you had to pick between him and Trevor Lawrence as the two young guys, I'd probably go Caleb just to, but and then it's really up to the coach because if you want to go, if you think the Saints, Raiders, because you get to draft you a young quarterback and you get to tie yourself to that kid, that's another
yeah,
way you can think about it, But the Raiders are just as bad as, I mean, man, they're paying two head coaches still that they've gotten rid of the last two seasons. So
wow,
it's,
yeah.
it's,
I,
it's
I
tough.
would think,
I would say the Bears, yeah.
yeah, probably so. I think the least would be the Jets. The Jets,
Yeah.
the weather, you got the Aaron Rodgers situation. Aaron, we want you to leave, and he tells you he's not leaving. No, Aaron, we want you to leave, and he said, I'm not leaving. Aaron, we moving on. No, that's the type of attitude you get from Aaron Rodgers. I would think
Yeah.
he seems like he acts. Anyway, Firestarter says Mike McCarthy is going to the Jets. Oh, no, no, no. Oh my gosh. That
Yeah.
wouldn't that be yeah, that would be a reunion there. I don't know.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's
Yeah.
like going back to your ex.
Yeah, I think if McCarthy wants to coach more than 2 years somewhere, I think Chicago is the spot for him. I think he fits with Chicago. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, or Jacksonville.
yeah. Jack, like I said, Jacksonville got talent. That young receiver Brian Thomas Jr. down there. You got, like you said, both teams are pretty attractive with the talent they got. Like you said, weather-wise, Jacksonville, of course. Uh, but yeah, you can go between the two. And that division's not like Houston's on top right now, but they didn't look so hot all year either. So the division's not really crazy. So
Yeah, you got to
yeah,
think. You got to consider that too. Hey, let me take one of the easiest divisions where I can go in there and make my presence known and maybe win the division. Who knows? But I guess that's a lot that you got to think about as well. But I think Mike McCarthy is one of those cold guys. He like that cold weather. So
hmm
Chicago Bears is probably a place he probably end up. So we'll see what happens, man. So with that being said, man, there's several coaches out there, man. There are several coaches out there that are uh, available. As soon as my moderator brings up that title, boy, it'll be all right. See what I'm talking about? But it's okay. So, yeah, man. So each one of these teams are requesting to talk with these coaches. So we know that Chicago had a chance to talk to Aaron Glenn and also Ben Johnson, and these are going to be two big names. But again, because of the situation that we're in, PR Cowboy, we would have to wait to darn near the playoffs are over before we can even, you know, take a crack at these two guys, man. So it's like we're behind the eight ball because we got such a late start and we weren't able to interview them during their that off time, that bye week that they had. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
we have put ourselves in a bad situation, you think?
and it's not just that. It's what's the direction? Because obviously Jerry wanted Mike back. Obviously he did because he
Yeah.
negotiated with him first. So that was your plan A. Was Mike was going to come back. So what direction are we heading? I feel like he's just spinning right now, not having a plan because he thought he could talk his way of keeping McCarthy here.
He waited so dude, you can't do that. You that should have been done. I mean, I don't know what Jerry Jones was waiting on as far as knowing that Chicago wanted permission to speak with him, and they rejected the request, and then we wait till a day before his contract expired, and then we released him. That's crazy. But Patrick Ryder said, "Do y'all think Jerry is using the Rodney rule just to say he?" Well, yeah, but you know what? NFL had forced Jerry Jones' hand right before he can do any interview, and that's why he hadn't Osela yet, because he has to go to a inclusion training course. So he has to take a class, which is basically has to do with the Rodney rule. So the NFL said, not so fast, Jerry Jones. We need you and all your recruiting guys. Y'all need to sit down and take this course. So yeah, he has to do that. So yeah, it's possible. It's probably he's going to have to definitely implement that. But again, PR Cowboy, there's several coaches out here. Aaron Glenn, I like him. Brian Flores, okay. We had Mike Vrabel out there, but he's no longer there. Ben Johnson. Let me ask you this. Now, here's an old school name, and they was talking about this on Main Street Media. They said this individual will be a perfect fit for the Cowboys. You tell me what you think. Rex Ryan.
I mean, I at this point, G, I'm kind of just sitting here waiting. Like, let's already get to the point like where we're blaming the coach this year already. Let's get to that point. That's where I'm at with this, because that's where we're going to come down to.
Yeah.
Letting this coach, this next guy come in. But Rex had some success. He didn't even have he had Sanchez. We know Sanchez wasn't that great of a quarterback, but he was able to build that defense around, run the ball, and get deep into the postseason with that style. He's been out a long while too. So and he's a guy that like you said, he's that type of guy that's going to get in your face kind of guy.
Yeah.
But he's old school too. So, and remember, we got the certain fans that want a young minds coach. We got certain fans that want, and like me, I would be okay with that. I didn't hear that part. That's the first to me hearing Rex Ryan's name coming up, but I would be okay with it. I really would, because like I'm on the fence of more. I want a guy that's been a head coach already. So that's my take on it.
Well, and we've been saying this. You can't make a nice guy a tough guy. And we know Mike McCarthy was just that. He was a nice guy. And we heard Michael Parsons say, well, he's a father figure and we liked him and things. Sometimes being liked, and I heard this also on mainstream media. Someone said that they think Mike McCarthy was trying to be liked too much. That's why the discipline and accountability just wasn't there, because Mike McCarthy is a nice guy. I mean, I've heard some of his speeches. It's not none of that Jimmy Johnson get in your face. It's more easy going and remember the mission and things like that. But Rex Ryan is probably one of those that's going to hold players accountable. Yeah. But we also had that player that was already on the team, which was Mike Zimmer. Why isn't nobody talking about Mike Zimmer? I mean, not just us, but he's a coach. And he's not on these lists as a coach that's available. Is it because people know who he is and don't think that he's possible? I mean, that he's not able to pull the thing off? Again, personally, I like Mike Zimmer. I thought that was what's going to happen. Mike McCarthy leave, Zimmer, you got the job. But Mike Zimmer probably said, nah, I'm done.
Yeah,
Him and his little
yeah,
young tender.
yeah, yeah. He
He said, nah,
and you're
I
right.
got
He's getting older too, and like I said, he did a fine job in Minnesota too. I felt like he did a really good job when he had Case Keenum as his starting quarterback, went to the
yeah,
NFC title. That is good coaching to be able to do stuff like that.
yeah,
And and like I said, and I going through Jerry's history, that's what he's normally done, right? Hey, let's bring the next guy up. He's already here in the building. Let's bring him up, and yeah, like I said, G, I'm just here waiting for the next guy so we can start blaming the next guy for our woes here in the next couple of years.
yeah,
I don't know,
yeah,
but
yeah. My guy
it,
Patrick
it,
Ryder. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
yeah,
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say if we decided to go with somebody that doesn't have the experience or hasn't been a head coach, I think my pick is stay inside the building. You bring Al Harris up and make him your head coach. You keep some continuity in there. If you decide to go route, that would be my pick.
Now I agree with you, but man, I don't think there's a coach in the house.
Yeah,
They're all at home, and a lot of them
yeah,
probably, a lot of them probably
yeah,
might go with Mike McCarthy. So, I mean, that's what we are, man. I mean, boy, and you never know. Mike Zimmer might go with Mike McCarthy. We
yeah.
don't know.
No.
But Patrick Ryder said, "What about Nick Saban? He won in college." Yeah, I wouldn't have a problem with it. I only because who Nick Saban is. He is one of those tough guys, no nonsense type guys. But being no nonsense can also create issues in the locker room, right?
Hmm. These guys
So
make more money.
yeah, these are not kids. You know what I mean? So you never know. Dro knows. He said Jerry ain't hiring no brother. What's up,
Uh,
bro? Yeah, hey man, I don't like you said that's yet to be seen, but I would definitely, if that was the case, I would love to see Aaron Glenn or Brian Flores, one of
yeah,
those two
Brown
guys.
Flores.
But there are because again, PR, we are behind the eight ball because if we're trying to
Yeah.
wait for, let me say this here though, PR Cowboy, and I'm gonna put that out. I don't want nobody to put this cross screen. We are saying no to Kellen Moore. It's just the reason for that, man. When he was here as a quarterback coach for Dak didn't even pay him any attention. He sat there like this, and Kellen Moore was over there, twiddling his thumbs or whatever. It's as if it's nothing he could tell Dak. I just don't think Kellen Moore can keep the locker room. If you think Mike McCarthy was a nice guy, whoo, they'll run right over Kellen Moore. I don't know what you think about Kellen Moore. What do you think,
And,
bro?
and the scary thing is, people have him as a front runner for this job. People
I
have him
know
as
it.
a front runner, and it makes sense because Jerry, like we said, he likes to be comfortable. He's a comfortable. He knows them. He's comfortable with them, and it's a Jerry move. That's the scary thing. But you watched last week, right? You watched that passing game of the Eagles, and I've seen it multiple times throughout the year. Yes, Saquon had 2,000 yards rushing with one of the best offensive lines, but you have AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, and the passing game is non-existent.
And you got Jalen Hurts. So, you got to give him a little account to that as well.
Yeah, and we've seen him call plays in the fourth quarter of our games and blow games for us. We've seen it live in action. So, but like I said, the scary thing is it's such a Jerry move that he's so comfortable with the guy that he knows him, and that's the scary thing about it.
Yeah. And there's a difference of being an offensive coordinator and a head coach, too.
Yeah,
That's two different jobs. That's two different jobs. I mean, it's not the same. Now you're trying to be a head coach and call the offensive plays. I mean, I think that takes a person that with experience that's been in the league a while because now you're trying to manage the game and you're trying to call plays. I don't know about that, but yeah, this is a name that's a front runner that everybody's talking about along with Deion Sanders.
I don't,
Yeah,
I love Dion. You know, Dion's a Cowboy. We
yeah,
love Dion, but what also too, if he hires Dion, this is a total.
yeah.
Hey,
It's
come look at it.
publicity. It's a publicity stunt.
Exactly. This is not about winning. This is a publicity deal. If he hires Dion, because what he just got ran over by BYU in this bowl game that he had, man.
Ooh,
I, I don't know what everybody's looking. Like I said, I love Dion, man. But I don't know, man. For one, I don't think it would really happen anyway, because I don't
nah.
see it. Yeah. So
Well, you can't have two high strong guys fighting for TV time. When I say interviews, because we know that uh, uh, Prime would probably say something, and then
yeah,
Jerry will coming back and he'll say something, and I guarantee that's where they're gonna bump heads at. He's gonna be, yeah, and we know how Deion Sanders holds his press conference. He's gonna talk and he's gonna
yeah,
call the shots. Now I can see Deion up there saying one thing and he's addressing the reporters and everything, and then Jerry comes back and he says something else. Now we got a soap opera going on between him,
yeah,
just like Bill Parcells and Jerry Jones.
yeah. They did
Same
it.
thing. So
Yeah.
again, man, this is one of those deals, man. Will Jerry allow the coach to change the culture? Because, or will Jerry continue to control the team and bring someone in here that's going to basically do as he wants them to do? That's the question.
And another thing to watch, G, is if he starts putting coordinators and offensive linemen in
Oh,
place before he hires his head coach, that's another
oh.
thing to watch because that will tell you that give you your answer right there. So
Well, that's what he did with Wade Phillips.
yeah, that's what he
He
did.
brought Jason Garrity in first as the offensive coordinator. Who does that? Who brings the offensive coordinator in before you got a
Uh,
head coach? This guy brought us an offensive coordinator first. Then he handpicked the head coach. He handpicked the line coach. This is what Jerry did. And I
yeah,
think if you brought Kellen Moore in, this is the exact same thing he would do.
yeah,
But you know, PR Cowboy, I said this before. I said, with Jerry Jones being the general manager and having Stephen Jones as the overseer of scouting and the overseer of development, uh, player personnel department, we'll never win again. We'll never win again.
yeah,
If these two guys are going to continue to have these titles and not allow individuals that specialize in these fields to do that job, we'll never win
yeah.
again. And I know people are saying, oh, gee, you got to be crazy. No, we won't.
No,
We're
yeah,
going on 30 years.
yeah. And it's for 30 years it's been the coach every time, or it's been the quarterback every time, and so. But who picks those guys, right? So
Exactly. So, with that being said, Cowboys actually got somebody on the radar. They're eyeing the ex Jets coach Robert Saleh after moving on from Mike McCarthy. So Saleh, to me, man, I think Saleh he was a darn good defensive coordinator. I liked him as a
yeah,
defensive coordinator, but just watching his years with the Jets, man, I don't know. I don't know. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah. Because if you kind of put him and Brian Flores to, hand in hand together,
yeah,
I feel like with Brian Flores, he was in the right direction with Miami. It looks like they were headed, and after year three, they just kind of cut him off and didn't let him kind of finish off what he had started there. I felt like with Brian Flores, there was a little bit of momentum
yeah,
getting there in Miami with them. With Robert, you just never, it just kind of flatlined the whole time. There was no, yeah,
fact, fact. But
yeah,
only reason Brian Flores was released is because he didn't want to tank.
yeah,
He didn't
yeah.
want to tank. And I think when he was there, he made the playoffs a couple of
And I
times while he
think,
was there as
I,
well, right?
I think and the other thing was he didn't want to draft Tua was his thing too. And
Right.
but then the, but but then what that brings the next question is when you come here, you're not going to have any say in who you're going to pick either. Like they might ask you in the third or fourth round, hey, what guy you like right here? But
Yeah, down the line somewhere, fifth round or somewhere.
yeah,
Um, yeah. So with Coach Saylor, I just don't know. I mean, and I know what they're doing. I mean, they got to get some guys in there to interview. Not necessarily saying that they're going to hire them or whatever, but they're trying to build up their request to start, interviewing these coaches. And so, but again, they're still behind 8 ball. We're behind. We waited so late to try to get anything done. I'm just that's where I'm excited that we made the move away from Mike McCarthy, but I'm concerned about who's going to be the next head coach.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so
I'm
yeah,
with you, G. I'm not like I said. I'm not disappointed at Mike Lev. I'm not ecstatic about it either, just because I just don't. I feel like that was Jerry's plan A, and now he doesn't know what direction we're going to go in. So that's
right,
where the concern is for me. Yeah,
right, and and that's all we can do, man. Just sit here and cross our fingers and hope this guy does the same thing. Dro says Flores didn't want to. Exactly, and I
yeah,
can
yeah,
respect that, man. The man, and then they
yeah,
fired him because he didn't want to. So
yeah.
I said Aaron Glenn, or Brian Flores, or I did say somebody out of the college. Dro said Jerry's going to hire a group. God, dog. Wait a minute, I got one for that one. Oh, don't say that, bro. No, no, no. We can't do that, bro. We can't. No, no. Little Chucky and have. Oh,
it's
come on,
gonna it's gonna sell tickets, G. Come on, man.
man. Listen, we're going on 30 years, man. We gotta get this thing right. 30 years, you got to learn something, man. I moved out the house when I was 19. I didn't wait till I was 30. I moved out when I was 19. You and your well, things happen. I'm just saying I ain't gonna go there. I moved out, and here we are 30 years later, bro. We're still doing the same thing. Albert Einstein said that. Insanity is when you continue to do the same thing and expect the same results. We're insane, man. So yeah. Um, yeah, we'll have to see what goes on with that. But I do want to bring up some more of these coaches. But yeah, I'm looking at Brian Flores. Who else is out there? Well, like I said, we said Kellen Moore. Um, I didn't see any other coaches that actually stood out. But if you were to bring in a college coach, who would you bring in? PR.
Man, I would probably holler at if I brought in a college coach, I'd do Freeman from Notre Dame. It'd be the guy that I probably at least reach out to see if he would want. He's young, very young, and like I said, he has had coaching. He's coaching in the big stage right now,
Yeah,
and he's done a good job there at Notre Dame. I mean, he's done a great job. Who had Notre Dame in a national title game this year?
exactly. I love the playoff now, but I'd love the playoff because we saw something totally different. We saw teams that
Yeah.
people didn't think, and we saw some upsets. But you would think right now, PR Cowboy, that Jerry would be lining up college coaches, at least interviewing college coaches right about now.
Because you
What is
can.
he
You
gonna hurt?
see, yeah, you can, yeah.
He could be. He
But
could be. Hey, Steve Sarkeesian. Hey, let me set up a. I understand. I know. I know. I'm just saying, just for
no,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah,
kind of
I
get your
get
feet
you.
wet interviewing. But you could go start. What about Kirby Short from Georgia?
Yeah, yeah.
Bring
I
him
think
in, just
Kirby
talk
too.
to him.
Talk to him, yeah. Talk to the guys.
But
Get
we
a
can't
feel if
sit
they're
here.
interested.
Say that. Say that again.
I get a feel if these guys are interested and bring them in actually for a formal interview and see if they
Yeah,
wow you. See if they wow you that this is a guy you will give, this head coaching job.
that makes all the sense in the world. PR Cowboy. Just start.
Yeah,
Just start interviewing college coaches. It ain't gonna hurt
but
anything.
if you listen to reports and stuff, it sounds like he just wants to skip the college and go down to the high school level and bring his buddy Jason Witten up for an interview. If that's any, so I don't know.
bro. We don't have time for that. I hate to say it. Now, I mean, I like Jason Witten, man. You know,
Yeah,
when my son tore his ACL, man, and we in that preseason game, and we was in the family room, he was the first one to come in there to check on Brandon, man. He said, "How is it?" I said, "Well, he's okay, but just they just trying to figure out what was going on before we knew it was ACL." But he was the first one to come in there. But I appreciate that, but as a head coach, I'm just not know if I don't know if I'm ready for that.
no,
Yeah,
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know. So we got audio, man. We got audio. Moderator, we seen that. Yeah. Watch it be somebody like Doug Peterson.
uh,
You never know. You never know with Jerry. We never know what you're gonna get with Jerry. It's just who knows. But we got audio. I tell you, like I always tell you, PR Cowboy, if you want to know anything about the Cowboys, you just got to listen to Michael Parsons' podcast. He's gonna tell everything. But he's on here. He's actually sharing with us how he feels about knowing that now things have uh, went the way they have. So let's listen in on what he had to say real quick.
I know it's pretty hectic, obviously, due to this cultural change. And it's very, very interesting, man. Obviously, very sad because the relationships, we had with Coach McCarthy and everything he's done for our program. Three straight 12-5 seasons, playoff appearances, and obviously an unfortunate year due to injuries and things like that. But it is devastating. Coach Mike's a great father, coach, one of the most winningest coaches. And, he's always been good to us as a unit, us to coaches, players. So, losing a great coach like Mike hurts, but it's going to be very interesting off seasons.
Mm.
It's going to be very interesting, due to the free agents, the coaching, it's like it's going to be a complete reset. So it's going to be a very interesting and challenging off season. But
Man.
listen, I already know. I trust my owner. I trust our GM. I trust Will McClay that we're going to make the right decisions. We're going to make the right decision when it comes to coaching. Um, we don't know who's getting what. It's been a lot of speculations. Former players mentioned like prime time, Witten, but at the end of the day, speculation. We're going to wait to see who gets hired, who's going to be our DC, our OC, because it's going to be a complete reset. So it's going to be very interesting. And then seeing how those guys envision players and who they want to bring in, who they want to keep, who they want to build around. So it will be very interesting because through this time now there's certain players that our staff like that they would have want to bring back and they might not bring back. So
So give it up for Michael Parsons. And he goes on to say he hopes that he's a voice that they would listen to, But can you imagine how Michael's feeling right now, man? Can you imagine how you think he's feeling
yeah.
right now?
I mean, you're going in like you said. You're going into Monday thinking McCarthy's going to get a contract extension. We're going to get right to work on next season. Now you don't know who your head coach, what kind of system you're going to run, what's
Mm.
going, and on top of that, you're already going into next year with two big players. Don't know how much they're going to miss with Diggs and Overshown going into next season. And then you got free agents like Jordan Lewis, Turpin, uh, Rico. You got
33
all
free
these,
agents, bro.
yeah, you got all these free
33.
agents which you lit, and you let a bunch go last year and did nothing to replace them. So it is it is very. I can just as a player, if I was a player in that locker room, I'm just like, what direction are we going in? Where are we going with this? Because what if you don't like I said, what if you don't hire a coach till February? Free
Oh my
agency is right in
gosh,
March.
dude. OTAs started not long after that. Volunteer OTAs.
Yeah.
Man, there's no one doing film study. There's no coach getting ready for volunteer OTAs. There's no strength and conditioning coach. getting the pads and all the things that he needs to get the player. There's nobody in the locker room. There's no one in the field house or anything.
And you said it
So
right, G. Behind the eight ball, once again.
give it up. No shots, brother. You stuck behind the A ball.
Yeah. And
Maybe some.
whatever coach you do bring in, how am I supposed to be excited? I don't care who you hire. How am I
Oh,
supposed to get excited about?
oh, but you got to bring them in. Here's the deal: you need to bring somebody in like ASAP. You
Yes.
need within this week or next week. You need to have a coach because I don't even
Yes.
think a coach want to come in. I don't know, man. I just don't know if anybody want to come. Knowing you got to deal with 33 free agents. You got two of your main players on IR, Dak and Trayvon Diggs. Um, you got some holes you got to fill. You got to get your coaching staff together. Dude, that's a lot,
Yeah. It's a lot. And
man.
we're sitting in the same boat where we were just, man, CD missed most of training camp. Man, Dak's contract gets done a week before the season starts. And you saw how that turned out. So, hey, just, yeah, it's the
You know,
same thing, man.
and I hear it in Michael's voice, man. I hear the disappointment. I hear the disappointment in it. I'm and when I watched his podcast and he just winging it. He don't have anything written down. He's just winging it, and you can hear it in his voice throughout his podcast. He's his mind is not even on the podcast because he's thinking about where are we going from here. And then he was doing good on the podcast till he started um, hyping what's his name? Jason, what's his name? Daniels, Jaden Daniels. He started
James
hyping him
Daniels,
up.
yeah.
Yeah, I said, okay, you done lost me there, buddy. There you go. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, but I heard it in his voice, man. The disappointment. But it's the business, man. It's college. I mean, college is totally different from the professional league, and this is type of business that you run across, man. And just it's unfortunate that now our players don't know what their season gonna look like. Damn.
And gee, this is the business, but where have you ever seen something like this of waiting to the day before the deadline of trying to get something
Mm,
done?
mm,
We
mm.
said we said 3 weeks ago, we said 4 weeks ago, hey, if we're going to move on from Mike, let's make sure we're done by Wednesday, Thursday. Go contract talk. If you can't reach a deal, at least by Wednesday, Thursday, that first week, you know what's up. We said that.
Yeah,
He didn't start talking to him till Friday. Till Friday, he started talking to him about this stuff.
mm. Hold
And
it. Go ahead.
and
Uh-huh.
yeah,
No, go ahead.
no,
Go ahead.
it's just you don't see that anywhere else. You don't see that anywhere else. The
That's
Patriots
be-
fire a guy after the game.
that's
Come on,
because
man.
you have businessmen making coaching decisions. Give it up. That's what it is. You got these two businessmen trying to be coaches, and you're not coaches. Hire the people that specialize in doing the job. Hire you a general manager. But what he said, I bought me an occupation, and I'm gonna do it the rest of my life. So we're stuck. And then you turn
We're
around and you
stuck.
listen to Stephen Jones. Here he is. He's over the scouting. He's over the scouting department or whatever. And then he's the director of player personnel department. So if you're gonna keep these two guys with these titles, again, like I said, we'll never ever win again. And that's just where we are. So hey, all right, hold tight real quick. We gotta do this channel identification. Once again, man, I want to give a big shout out to all our subscribers and all our followers. Again, like I always say, without you guys, this is absolutely impossible for us to be where we are today. So give it up for our subscribers. But anyway, man, that's where we are, bro. Wait and see, man. Wait again.
Yeah.
But
And
this is what's so frustrating because these guys are carrying these two titles. They
yeah.
are the damn coaches. Get a damn cap and a whistle and get your ass out there and go coach the damn boy. Just do it. Excuse my language,
I,
but damn, man. I mean, that's where we are. Get on out there. Since you've been wanting to coach for 30 years, go ahead and do the job. Just go coach.
I, I'm waiting for the day he sends his grandkids out there to put us on catches that. That's the next thing we'll see from this guy, man. That's just yeah, it's
Dros,
crazy.
yeah,
Well,
it
but
is.
yeah, I believe with I agree with that comment right there. I really do feel like he is what he wants to do.
Dro knows says, Jerry really wants to hire Witten. Why? Yeah, you might well combine Jason Witten and Kellen Moore together and be on Jerry. You might well go on the
You
sideline with him, man.
you know why, G? You know why? He's like family. He's like
Man,
family.
listen,
And Jerry hires family.
man, this is frustrating, bro. This is really
No,
frustrating.
and gee, the sad thing, I like look, I will be very surprised. Like you said, what we need to do is get somebody in the building within the next week or so. I will be very surprised if there is somebody brought in
Oh my gosh, it's too
anytime
much
by next
work to
couple weeks. I really believe that he is going to draw this out and wait till Super Bowl Sunday before he makes the announcement, or the day after before he makes the announcement of who the next head coach will be.
That's terrible. That's terrible. I mean, it's terrible. Again, like I say, man, you got two businessmen carrying these title, general manager title, and the director of player personnel, and you guys are carrying these titles and trying to do these jobs that you have individuals out there that specialize in doing these things, and all you doing is just jacking everything up. They're jacking. Stephen Jones and Jerry Jones is just jacking everything up, man. You know, you got a guy right there, Will McClay, that could be your general manager. You don't want to give him the job. And who says we're going to keep? Who said we're going to keep Will McClay? Will McClay might be out of here if we're not careful. This guy
Yeah,
can go and say, hey, I can go build my own team of recruiters. I can go and my scout team and go.
and pick the guys I want.
Yeah. Did you hear what Magic Johnson said about Dan Dan Quinn? So they did an interview after their win last week, and basically it was more of a shot at Dallas because Magic Johnson I think was standing there with the owner, with one of the other owners, and he said, "Well, what we do, we pick the right staff, and we pick the right staff, we pick the right head coach, and what we do, we get out the way."
Yeah,
That's exactly what he said. We get out the way and let the coaches. And I think he said something. I forget. One of the coaches said something, or the owner said something. I don't know what he said, but it's something. But Magic Johnson made that clear. Said once we do, I get our staff in place. We get out the way. So I wouldn't be surprised. Dan Quinn probably said, "Hey, you know what, man? I was over there with Dallas, man. It was a joke, man, because I couldn't make it. I couldn't do what I wanted to do." So, but yeah, that's exactly what Magic Johnson said, man. He said, "We get out the way and let the head coach do what he needs to do." Give it up for Dan Quinn.
yeah.
But anyway, man, that's where we are, man. Jeff, it's a family business. That's what my guy Jeffrey. What's up, Jeffrey? He's in the house. Give it up for Jeff. You're so right. That's what it is. That's why I keep calling him J.R. Ewing. He reminds me so
J.R.
much.
Ewing.
Yeah,
Yep. Yep.
Yellowstone.
Mom and pop stores, what we've become, and that's just the way it goes, man.
Oh man, that's where we are, man. So here we are, man, on the clock. Uh, Either we're gonna barbecue or meal do. I don't know which one we're gonna do, but man, I tell you again, if you don't do anything else, just start bringing some college coaches in.
Yeah,
Just to make the fans think something. Just bring Steve Sarkisian in. Bring Kirby Smart in. Bring Foreman in. Bring these guys and
yeah,
just talk, and you never know. Like you say, one of them might just wow,
yeah.
Jerry Jones. But we can't sit here like this, brother.
You need to be interviewing every day this week. I don't care who
Every
it is.
day.
You need to be interviewing somebody every day this week.
Go to one of them JUCO colleges.
Oh man, at this
Anyway,
point, it's all we can do is laugh about it right now, man. So
yeah,
here we
sometimes you
go.
gotta laugh when it ain't funny, brother. You know what I mean? So that's where we are, man. Well, that's about all I got, man. I don't know about you, man, but that's all I got. Real quick, I think we got enough time. Well, we'll get them on next time because I want to know what everybody, who they think we should draft or what position we should draft. But we'll do that on next What's Up Wednesday. But that's our job to continue to bring y'all content, facts, as much facts as we know. And again, like we always say, this is barbershop talk, so we're unapologetic with the things that we say, and again, we just who we are, barbershop talk. So with that being said, PR Cowboy, you got any last words before we get out of here?
No, man. Like I said, everybody that's hoping for a head coach hiring this week, I wouldn't hold your breath. So I will be very surprised. I hope we're sitting here next Wednesday talking about our new head coach. I do really hope so.
Wow.
Um, I would say one thing I wanted to add was the disappointment. I was hoping Tomlin and the Steelers would part ways, and that would be a possibility. That was one guy I had on my radar too, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen either. But like you said, G, we just got to sit and wait what what the two head of everything in the whole franchise are
Oh
going to
my
do.
gosh, this is so frustrating and so disappointing. But again, we're like I said, I'm excited that they made the move to move on from Mike McCarthy. But again, we got to see what happens from here. So I'm still concerned. So anyway, guys, with that being said, like I always say, continue to stay safe and continue to be blessed.